Alright, so this is part 5 of What If Naruto was Rimurus reincarnation, and I am so surprised about all the support that this series has been getting. Like, I started this expecting I would get like 10 views per video. You guys are amazing, and I love you all. And I'm overall surprised that this series was doing as well as it was. Like, I am so thankful for all of you guys, and yeah, like, I I don't know what to say. And leave you guys some. I'm gonna say something right now. So feel free to leave what if suggestions, but I'm gonna try to keep at most like 2 what ifs going at a time. That way I don't get too much work. Like just like I'll do 3 at the most, but 2 will be what I'm start running after I finish this first series. My next series is probably gonna be what if Madara was sealed inside of Naruto. There were a couple ideas that I did like what if Naruto was in the I'm in a new world with my smartphone. I would have to rewatch that anime though. But other than that, I'm gonna give you guys a slight recap on what happened, and with that being said, let's get on with the video. So so it first started out as Naruto completing the tuning exam. Wait, no, that happened after Naruto finished the tuning exams. He was already thinking about leaving the village, and the villagers had found his house and burnt it down. Naruto was forced to flee the village and had went to make his own in the land of the whirlpools. He gathered around 4 people, and that's where I left off. Alright, so this is a time skip. This part is a time skip around 4 years. Naruto around this time is like 17, and he is very fucking OP. At this point, he's about mid Kage level. He's been training his ass off just so he could protect his village and the people in it. And at this point, there are around 1,000 people in his village. No, about 900, I'd say. And right now, the Hokage has been trying to track him down for a while, but sadly they haven't been able to. But Shino had to figure it out that there was a bug that all they needed was a slight scent and they would be able to find him. And so this is gonna be a retrieval arc. So Sasuke will be leading it. There will be Sasuke, Ino, Shikamaru, Neji, Shino, Hinata, and Lee on this team. And they are tracking Naruto currently. And right now they are in the village, the Hidden Sand Village. And currently they're being led towards this weird place. It has huge walls, and there's a giant tower in the middle and a couple houses that they can see. And they were all wondering, is he in there? They all asked Shino. Shino said, I think so. After not going to the gates, two guards stopped them. And they said, who the fuck are you? Their whole team said. And they said, we're the guards of this village, and we didn't hear about any people being permitted to let in by the shadow. Well, I'm just gonna do the Shadow Kage because the darkness is too long, but yeah. So after that, they had knocked out the guards, and they ran over to the Shadow Kage's mansion. After getting there, they barged straight in the door, and they see Naruto sitting there with his legs on the chair doing paperwork and just a lot of the Hokage stuff. And they said, Naruto, what are you doing here? And I said, made a village after my house was burnt down. I left, and I don't plan on coming back to that place. The only friends I really had were Lee and Hinata, and Kakashi could count, but other than that, no one else really cared about me. Everybody there said, if you don't come back on your own, we'll force you to come back. And at this point, Sasuke had just unlocked his Mangekyo. And Sasuke said, if you don't come with us, we'll force you to. And Naruto said, I would like to see you try. And Sasuke said, if we have to, we will force you to come. And Naruto said, I'm not giving up on this village. It's thriving. We have food, water, and I don't plan on leaving this place. And Sasuke said, if I have to force you, I will do it. I'm warning you. And Sasuke enabled his Mangekyo. And Naruto said, wow, you got a Mangekyo? Surprising. But Genjutsu won't work on me. Rimuru is able to disable all Genjutsu, so I'd like to see you try. Unless you have, like, an infinite Tsukuyomi or something, you're not gonna be able to get through it. And he said, oh no, that's not what I'm doing. If I have to, I will bring out my Susanoo, and I will drag you home. And I said, do you not remember the last time we fought? And he said, it's been 4 years since then. I can whoop your ass now. And after that, Naruto basically speed blitzed right behind Sasuke with a kunai to his neck. Sasuke said, you wouldn't. And Naruto said, if you don't leave, I might. And then Naruto said, we have a training field. If you want to fight there, we can fight there, all of you against me, and you still won't win. So Sasuke agreed and said, if we win, you have to come home. Naruto said, alright, fine. And they all went over to the training field. Naruto said, so, are we gonna start yet? And as soon as Naruto said go, they all started. Naruto easily speed blitzed Ino because he knew she had a dangerous jutsu. Then he took out the strategist, which is Shikamaru, both knocking them out cold. Naruto was barely faster than Sasuke's eyes. And so Naruto decided, may as well turn on Future Sight. And yeah, I know I overused Future Sight a lot, but like it's one of the main moves that he uses. And so he turns on Future Sight, and he realizes that Sasuke's gonna enable his Susanoo. And the next person he goes for is Sasuke. Sasuke was able to grab his punch, but Naruto, having Future Sight, was able to get a kick straight to the stomach and sending him flying into a tree. After that, Lee tried to attack Naruto, but failed, getting grabbed straight to the neck. And Naruto said, I don't really want to hurt you, Lee, but if I have to, it will come to it. So I'll just knock you out clean and cold. After that, Naruto threw him straight up in the air, went directly behind him, chopped him in the neck, and then threw him into a tree. After that, it was just Shino, Neji, and Sasuke left. And Naruto, not wanting to get poisoned by the bugs, he went after Shino, taking out Shino with gradual ease. After that, it was just Neji and Sasuke. And Sasuke turned on his Susanoo without Naruto realizing. And Neji decided to try to go for one of his chakra points, failed miserably, and got his arm broken. And then he was chucked straight into the air, and then was thrown straight into the floor, head first. After that, it was just Sasuke and Naruto left. Sasuke said, "Wow, you're actually able to take out this whole team with gradual ease, and I can tell you're not even going hard on us right now. What the fuck are you?" Naruto said, "This is just through a lot of training and learning from people over the years. You're lucky I'm not using my sword, or else you would already have been dead. You're also lucky I haven't used almost any skills other than Future Sight." And Sasuke was just looked at him disgustingly, said, "Perfect Susanoo, go." And at that point, his thing had just evolved into the Eternal Mangekyo, which allowed him to use Kamui and Amaterasu. And then the abilities he already had were Teleport, was one of the first, which is basically like Body Flicker but way faster, and will leave a after image that will last there for like 5 seconds. And then he also has one of just some normal ones. Alright. So after that, after his thing evolved, well, his Mangekyo Sharingan evolved into an EMS. He said, wait, fuck. Full Susanoo? I don't know. Anyway, after turning on his full Susanoo, he had looked at, no, perfect Susanoo, I'm being retarded. But after turning on his perfect Susanoo, he said, "I will drag you back with blood and cuts. They'll heal anyway, because you have the fox inside of you." After that, Sasuke tried to hit Naruto, but Naruto was able to dodge, and he was able to break one of the Susanoo's swords, which costed Sasuke a lot of chakra. After he's only able to hold the perfect Susanoo for about 30 seconds. So after that sword was broken, he was forced to use it even more to make a new one. And he was able to hit Naruto directly in the shoulder, straight through it. And then Naruto said, "Ah, fuck," groaning in pain. After that, Sasuke had teleported right behind him using teleport. Then he Kamui'd Naruto. After that, Sasuke came into the Kamui and said, "I will win. I don't care what it takes. Even if I have to break every bone in your body just to force you to come. I don't care." After that, Naruto had basically started to actually try, and Sasuke realized this after getting both his arms cut off. And Naruto, while Sasuke was trying to Kamui out, Naruto was able to get out as well. After that, he threw Sasuke into a wall, and realizing that Naruto asked Sasuke if he surrendered. Sasuke had said yes, and he healed them all and told them all to leave the village and come back only when you're stronger. After all of them woke up, they all left and said, "You will come back. We don't care how many years it takes us." After failing that, a lot of the kids and adults had formed a crowd around and asked what just happened. Naruto said, "Those were people from my old village, the ones that I used to be associated with. I was associated with the Leaf before this." They also said, "How are you able to beat a Susanoo?" And Naruto said, "Simple. Just hit its weak spots, and it will force them to use more chakra. And then their Susanoo will run out eventually because it takes way too much chakra." And all the kids were just generally amazed that he was able to beat Uchiha and his whole team. After that, he had started. He made a ninja academy, and he already knew who was skilled enough to be considered ranked. But he could only set them as Anbu because he didn't have a tuning exam, and he couldn't set them as Jonin without having them be tuning. So, shortly after he had shortly after he had made the Ninja Academy, it was not the Ninja Academy was not mandatory. You could choose to go there or whether or not. He had about 50 people enroll. And right now, there is about 400 kids and 400 adults. And the ratio being more males than there are females. Oh yeah, the reason why the number got so high, it wasn't because there were so many outcasts, it was because some of the outcasts had family, and the family decided to come with them. If you get what I'm saying. And so, he was able to promote them to Genin and give them a teacher. But that was really all they could do. Because he would have to, like, get Jonin, so he just had his Anbu be the team leaders and then just have them take off their masks and just act like normal ninja. And so there were a couple exceptional ones that had caught Naruto's eye. There was a one with a special. There were two that had Kekkei, and they both were able to use them at quite a young age. All the kids that were enrolling in the Ninja Academy were all around 10. And some of them had okay control of their Kekkei. And yeah, like, so there were, it took, so we're gonna time skip a year to where all of them to where 25 of them had passed on their first year. That was around half. After half of them passed, Naruto had to give them all their Genin teachers. And then the other 25, Naruto started teaching them the basics. Like, just teaching them some of the stuff that they need to know to pass the tests. Which, yeah, you might say that's cheating, but, like, he's not telling them, like, he's not giving them the power to do it. He's just teaching them how to do it. And after the first year, all the people that didn't pass that year had passed the second year. And there were a couple that actually stood out not because of Kekkei or because of weird eyes or anything like that. Some of them just had a lot of bloodlust and were decent, who were all looked like they were assassins at a very young age. And they just gave off that bloodlust type. Like, they were nice, but when they got serious, they had quite control over how they could kill people. And he saw some of the kids doing self-defense training, and it was two of those kids that gave off immense bloodlust, and they fought like they were trying to kill each other. Oh yeah, so the main two villages that Naruto trades with are the Hidden Rain and Hidden Sand. He trades with them max healing potions. And that's how their village is thriving a lot. He also has a bridge to both villages. And yeah. So, because of all of the stuff that has been happening in the village and overall in general, let's just say around this time, this is around early Shippuden, where the Akatsuki is actually starting to make their moves a lot. And at this point, Naruto sees the Akatsuki as a threat. But back when they first fought the Akatsuki that first time, that was when they were at their weakest. And none of them were. They were all around a really, really high Jonin level. They weren't at quite Kage. Now every member there is already set up in teams and is around mid Kage level. And they all hunt in twos. Right now they've collected the one tails and the two tails. And knowing the Mizukage, because both of them had decent ties, like those two villages were actually decent for neighbors. And the Mizukage liked them because they gave them potions. So Naruto let them know that they were about to get attacked by the Akatsuki. And he said, you might want to have just a lot of Anbu around you at all times. And the third Hokage's name is not currently Mei, because Yagura has not died. If you guys don't know who Yagura is, he is the Mizukage, and he's also the Three Tails Jinchuriki. After waiting for about a couple months, they had finally shown up. And they knew because that whole entire village was partially destroyed. And at this point, they had Hidan and Kakuzu go after the Mizukage. So, and during their fight with the Mizukage, Naruto had gotten word from the village, and Naruto went over to help. Naruto saw they were fighting, and Naruto said, "I'll take Kakuzu, and if you can take Hidan, we can do this." Yagura said, "Yeah, sure," and they started fighting. After Naruto had ripped out one of his hearts with a quick speed blitz, Kakuzu realized that he was a real threat. Kakuzu had went into that form that allowed him to use all the elements with basic ease. Naruto, knowing that he had every element other than wind, was careful and decided to add wind chakra around his hand to make it so he could use his hand like a blade. After Naruto had started to go after Kakuzu had shot a fireball and actually had went onto Naruto's hand. It didn't do much because you actually need like black lightning level attacks to really hurt him. But it did get rid of his skin and show a little bit of fucking slime stuff. After showing that, Naruto had went behind him, altered his slime, and made it go into spikes, like a spiky ass club. And it hit every single one of his hearts. After he did that, he ripped off his head and asked what, and started helping Hidan. Started helping the Mizukage defeat Hidan. Naruto said he might have to make a decent-sized hole for this, just so he can trap him, because this one was real and immortal. After Hidan seeing his partner get completely fucking shit on, he realized that he might have to run. But Hidan is honestly probably the weakest member of the Akatsuki, other than... I wouldn't really... who do you guys think is stronger? Hidan or Sasori? But let's just say for the thing, we're just gonna say that Sasori is, in my opinion, stronger. Because, yeah, you guys may say that Sakura and Chio beat him. He let them fucking kill him. Alright, so Hidan realized that he was not gonna get out of this unscathed. And he hadn't even been able to get a single cutoff on either of them. And because Naruto had no blood, Naruto realized what his skill was after he had taken out one of the Anbu. Naruto said, "Stand back, because if you get even cut with that slime, if you get with a scythe, you're dead." Naruto went straight for him because the slime was not blood, so it would not work on him. Naruto used because Naruto in this has every single fucking element. So he was able to force the earth open right under him, and then force the earth to close straight as it, and his whole body getting crushed, and he was not dead, but his head was just stuck there. His body was completely crushed and destroyed. After that, the Mizukage asked Naruto if they asked why he helped him, and he said, because we're allies and we need to keep a decent alliance. And this is my way of showing gratitude towards you guys. And after that, Naruto had left and went back to his own village. After Naruto went back to his own village, he came back with he came back to a bunch of kids at his gate, all asking what happened and all that type of stuff. Naruto, not wanting to tell them, just said, "I beat up a super bad guy," and all the kids looked like this. Oh, damn, our Hokage is cool as... Well, not Hokage. Fuck. Shadow Kage is cool as fuck. And that right there is where I'm going to end the video. Well, not the video, but end the part. I'm gonna get on to a couple things right now. So... okay. So, are there any people out there that have any ideas that revolve around, like, giving Naruto some sort of original power? Because I thought about making Naruto an Uchiha himself, but then I realized that just was kind of like a dumb idea, because it had been done so many times. And so, if you guys got any ideas for, like, another series that I could do, I would like some suggestions. And basically, with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right now. Bye.